Hi guys, my name is Shane Cashin, and you are watching Tennis Ninja TV. Aloha Tennis Ninja fans, once again, I am Shane Cashin, the Tennis Ninja, and guys, I have another awesome guest, guys, who's done so much for tennis in Hawaii. She was originally not from here, but we feel like she is, and she's actually just made this huge move to Guam. She was a former player for the University of Hawaii Manoa women's college team. Now she is the director of tennis for Guam International Tennis Federation. Guys, say hi to Cindy Nguyen. Cindy, thanks for coming on board.
Hi, Shane. Thank you for having me. I'm stoked to be here.
Awesome. Cindy, what is going on? I know tennis was your life at one point, and then for 2 months, no tennis. And all of a sudden, we're back in tennis. I mean, have you gotten out to hit some balls lately, or, you know?
I have not been able to, but the quarantine was kind of a good thing for me. It shut me down for a second. I got to focus on doing different types of exercises, which would help me in tennis and
Mm.
kind of look at tennis through a different perspective. And the moment the courts opened up, I played tennis with Janelle. She's the owner of Good Clean Food Hawaii, and she adopted me during quarantine. She let me stay over with her and quarantine with her. So we got to go out into the tennis court and play a little bit, and that was cool. But then I was waiting for this to kind of die down a bit so I can fly over to Guam, and now I'm re-quarantined. So just been locked up for the most part. As you can see, my skin has changed shades. I'm about the same color as this wall.
Yeah, I was gonna say you blend in a little bit with that wall. No, I'm kidding.
I
Uh,
gotta wear some color.
yeah, well, let's get into it then, Cindy. Let's go to your junior career, because you originally came from the state of California and you weren't here in Hawaii playing juniors until you got to college. But what is your story, Cindy, as a junior player in the mainland?
So I'm a family of four kids, and I have an older sister who went to the University of Michigan. They were top 10 in the nation. I grew up under kind of her shadow the entire time. So junior tennis to me was really, really difficult. My sister made everything look so easy. She would win every single match, and then I'd come on the court. I'm like, oh yeah, easy money, guys. I'm awesome. Then I'd come out and get blown off the court 0-0. So it was a little tough for me. The transition, not seeing that success was an easy thing. It's something that I had to work for. That kind of dove into my work ethic, helped me become who I am because I knew I had to work my butt off to be able to win one or two matches. Nothing ever came easy. It looked so easy from other people, but it just never came easy to me. And so I worked hard. And junior tennis, I was probably ranked top 100 in Southern California. But I mean, I'm going to say that was still kind of good because Southern California has so many talented tennis players, and it it's a very competitive place. So it was kind of cool to grow up in that atmosphere.
California for years has been a powerhouse in terms of junior tennis and really just tennis in general because the state is so big and there's probably tons of players, especially in a place like Hawaii back here behind me where it's small. The pool's real tiny. So top 100, you could probably even, I could think right now is a huge accomplishment over in that state versus that's like top 10 over here. What was the competition like battling girls in the mainland in California?
It was so intense. I feel like you didn't play the same person over and over. Every time I signed up for a tennis tournament, I was playing someone completely new, never heard of that person. And yeah, the only times you would kind of meet the same people are the rotating top 10, top 15 in Southern California who were the powerhouse kids. And those ones are the ones you've kind of seen usually. But everyone else is just like, there's so many people here, so many people you have to beat. It was so hard. You got to see a whole variety of players. You got to be exposed to different game strategies, tactics, people's practice habits, and everything. You learn a lot from it, which was cool.
Did you play high school tennis as well?
I did. I represented Milliken High School. Go Rams! It was fun. It was not as competitive as joining in the USTA tournaments, but it still taught me a lot on how to work as a team and work with other kids and, have one end goal together, which was cool. It was a different perspective on tennis, which is normally so individual.
Before I get into the college and all that, like explain how the opportunity to come play in Hawaii came up.
It started in junior. So I played the junior sectionals. I know Hawaii has their own junior sectionals. I had a doubles partner. Her name was Roselle, and her uncle, Jun Hernandez, is the head coach of Hawaii. And so as we were playing together, she kind of kept hinting at me I should check out Hawaii. And I was like,
that's where it started.
she kind of started putting it into my head. And I was small-minded at the time. I didn't know what I could do. No one kind of told me you should be trying for different colleges, you should expand your horizons and stuff. And so I was just like, oh, I'm going to go to school in California, easy. I don't need to go anywhere further than that. But she kept talking to me. She sold me on Hawaii, talking about how beautiful it is. I mean, it's not really hard to sell someone on Hawaii, but for someone like me who's never ventured too far from Long Beach, I was like, okay, maybe I will talk to June. And he kind of told me about how beautiful the island is, how great the team is, how great the coaches are. And from then on out, I was like, all right, take me there.
Sounds like just pure adventure mode, huh?
I've been told I'm kind of impulsive, but I feel like I kind of think things through, and then I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. All right, let's do it.
Next stop was the University of Hawaii. So, go Bows. So, Cindy, you had, gosh, maybe an illustrious career as a college player there, and just really made your name for yourself in the community as well as for your school. Take us through highlights, Cindy, freshman year to senior year. What was the experience like being a Rainbow Wahine warrior?
I have goosebumps just thinking about it right now. It was a really phenomenal experience. I can't stress enough to my students today about how much college tennis has taught me. I have memories with all my teammates and stuff, and keep in touch with them to this day. They're my best friends. We talk about life. The other day I had a Zoom call with some of my former teammates, Sarah, Daisy, and Kelsey, and we made mochi together. Like and these were my friends that we joked that we were forced to be together because, we didn't really know each other too much before that. It was the coach who put us together, and we were forced to be teammates, and we joked that we're teammates, but no, we're lifelong friends. That's the experience I made on being on a team. We got to go on so many trips together, travel, free gear doesn't hurt, free food, all that stuff. Really miss that. The experiences I had I would say is the most memorable thing I had at UH. I know my tennis career was kind of cool too, but the friends that I made, the experiences I had, unforgettable. I still look back to them, to pictures these days and just go, oh, I miss doing these, my silly shenanigans, dancing in the locker room or trying to get out of practice with June and him just staring at us like, come on, guys. Like so many fun experiences.
When you were playing for the school, that was one of the first experiences I ever had of watching college tennis live, and just getting to see you and really your teammates just interacting with each other, not only on the practice court, but on match day when you're like 5 courts away from each other. You guys are
we would get so hyped from each other. We hear one person go Bows, and then it goes down like a train. We're just like, let's go Bows! Come on! I love game days. Oh, it was so good. The atmosphere was great. Even the fans got into it. They would kind of chant with us, let's go Bows, let's go Bows, all that stuff. Oh, makes me want to compete.
I can sense the juice is flowing over here and I'm across the Pacific. Anyway, Cindy, do you have any memorable moments, in particularly on court, that stood out to you in terms of you growing as a player?
Yeah, so I mean, I've had several really cool matches that I've played, but my favorite one was when I played the University of Michigan, and that's because it's my sister's alma mater. And I created an entire rivalry between the two schools that nobody knew about because Michigan and Hawaii are almost as far as it gets. But here I am. I knew we were going to play Michigan one year, and I was like, let's go, guys. We got to get so hyped up for this. This is, this is our game. This is our match. And I got onto the court, and there's like a whole side of me that I didn't know existed. I became like a tiger. And I don't even remember the match too much because I just, in my head, I was like, let's go, let's do this. Insane focus, laser eyes. And it turned out to be, it was actually one of the ugliest tennis matches I played, but one of the best wins I got. So that's, at the end of the day, what I had wanted. So I was like, I'm going to do whatever it takes to win, no matter what I have to do, how I have to play. And I ended up going home with a W, and I called my sister right away and was like, hey, guess who just won against, I was like, who just won against Michigan? Hello, this girl. And like a nice person she is, she was just like, I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. And I was like, let me rub it in.
You basically painted like what felt like a football game right there, the way you're describing. Yeah. Game day is so special. And you got me into it, and a few of the guys, like, we'd be talking on the sidelines, like, honestly, during like your match or whoever's playing, like if Roxy's playing or whatever, and man, it's tough. We get chance, go Bows, come on. And it's just energy. We just share it with you guys on court. It's awesome.
It's so fun, and then we love it when other people interact too, because then we're like, let's go. I have way too much energy, so if someone gives me fire, I'm gonna like explode. But yeah, all my matches were pretty great. Every time I would hear the Go Bows, I would see fans around, people who came to support me. I felt so honored because, I don't know, tennis, it's a great sport if you love it and if you play it. But there would be people who just like voluntarily came out, took time out of their day to come support us. And I was like, wow, that means so much, because I don't know if I could ever do that.
Cindy, I got to ask you a question that I'm sure a lot of kids in particular, and even some adults I talked to in the past, have wondered about you. Where does all that power come from? This little skinny thing is just wrecking balls and just out hitting all these great players. What's the inspiration behind your powerful game, like your forehand? I love your forehand.
Thank you. I've been working on it my entire life. I neglected other shots so that I could hit this. But I mean, I kind of answered it a little earlier with my hype level. I'm super hype. I have a lot of energy. And in that sense, I also have like a lot of anger in me. So every time I see the ball, I'm like, I'm going to crush it. And I can just like, I don't know, I love hitting the ball hard. It's not just about muscles, because clearly I don't have too many muscles. I can't really carry a gallon of water without taking breaks. But there's there's a lot of speed that, contributes to hitting a powerful shot. And I thankfully had speed on my side. I was a little girl, quick-footed. I got in trouble a lot, so I'd have to do a lot of sprints. And I think all of those things contributed to how I was able to hit hard, because I was constantly running. I was angry a lot, just wanted to crush things. So every time my dad fed tennis balls to me, I just go slap, slap, slap. And eventually we had to learn how to, brush the ball, make sure it goes in the court, because that's the most important thing. But yeah, my dad even told me when I first started playing tennis, my first shot I hit it as hard as I could, and it went sailing over the fence, and everyone was just like,
man, okay. The way you described that just there, Cindy, had this Andy Roddick feel to it, because I'm sure you know the story about his serve. That sounds similar.
And how he just wants to crush things.
Yeah, but it's it's inspiring to see that, because it just tells, I think, kids in particular, it doesn't matter. Like we interviewed Alyssa Tobita recently, and you look at her size compared to who she goes against all the time, and there's no excuse. She goes out there and she competes hard, and it's inspiring. And
absolutely.
And yeah, I mean, a lot of people would say, Cindy, you're right in that same category. It's inspiring to watch you play, and you're such a likable person. So just seeing that big forehand, I remember the first women's night doubles at the Racquet Club, Kailua Racquet Club. I watched you play, and I didn't know who you were at the time, but I saw you rip this huge forehand. like to the other person cross court, just a rally shot. And I hear this random guy in the crowd go, "Hit it harder, Cindy!" And I'm like, "Hit it harder?" Like, what? So it was cool to see that.
It definitely, it takes a lot of practice and a lot of determination, and also just to not fear, because I think that's what most kids hesitate with doing. They are scared to hit too hard. They don't want to hit it out. They don't want to make mistakes. But I was always told, Cindy, you're probably going to make a mistake anyways, or you're going to hit it too soft that they're going to control you. So just go for it. Let go of those inner fears, let go of those inner voices that say you can't do it, because you can. And you should. And I think that's what kind of helped me with my forehand. And if somebody tells me to hit it harder, of course I'm going to hit it harder. Come on.
Well, you got this second here. Is there anything you'd like to say to your former teammates? I got you.
Yeah. Guys, I missed you. We've had so many good times together. We've experienced so many things. And I know I wasn't always like, I don't know, normal being on the team. But you guys made my life so much fun. You guys are always supporting me, and I only wish that I can continue to do the same for you. And I don't know, I just miss you guys. I love them a lot. They hold a special place in my heart, and I don't think I'll ever forget my experiences with them. Good, bad, in between. They're my lifelong mates.
In a way, it sounds like a high recommendation for kids to one day strive for this kind of goal, huh?
Oh, 100%. Guys, please. I'm telling you, my thing, the friendship's cool, but you get free gear. That's what you should be striving for. Okay? Free clothing, free food. You're spoiled. You're treated like, the kings and queens of campus. And you get lifelong friends. Like, come on. It's only positives. So I highly recommend kids to be striving for the best that they can be, because now that college is done, I have to take care of myself, and that's not fun. I even wanted to be a college coach for the longest time, because I was like, I want to be back in that atmosphere.
Juniors, some of them don't even know this exists. And when I go to these matches, like, I don't see too many juniors out there, but I highly encourage them when I go back to my lessons, or because I'm a coach, and I tell them, guys, get out here. This is incredible stuff, and you know these people playing out there. It's you can get more than just autographs. You can talk story with them.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, like, if you have questions, especially if there are any juniors right now watching this, if you have any questions, oh my God, people, especially in Hawaii, are so nice to help. They're more than willing. If you email the coaches, if you email even the players on the team and just ask them a couple quick questions, they would be more than happy to respond. We don't have much to do. We look on Instagram most of the time. So
just, again, keeping it 100, keeping it real. That's Cindy Nguyen. Ever since you got done with UH, you got into helping juniors, and you find yourself as a teaching pro at the Kailua Racquet Club for a little while. Take us through how that experience happened, from fierce on the court lion to the sweetest but most enlightening, inspiring.
That's the first time I've been called sweet as a coach. A lot of my students go, Cindy's evil. She's so mean.
Goes to show I'm not the one at the court. I don't know what you guys.
You're not on the other end of my my side of the court.
Yeah. What's that experience been like, though, being Coach Cindy?
It's been fantastic. I had always wanted to be helping other people, and it was bad, but I like critiquing people. I like critiquing things in general. I just have like an eye for things that could always get better, to be improved. I mean, it would be helpful if I could critique myself and improve myself, but we'll get to that later. But no, I could, even in college, I was the team captain for a couple of years, and it was because I had always strove for the best that we could be, and I would want to help my teammates and help anybody around us so that we can, work to our bigger goal. And after college, I had thought about just doing an office job, because I don't really like the sun and I want to stay inside most of the time. But I kept itching to be outside. I kept itching to want to share with people what I had learned over the years. And that's what kind of led me into being a coach. I started working part-time at Kailua Racquet Club, and I realized like it was just so much fun interacting with juniors who, were either there as a back what was it, after school program, or if they were there because they actually wanted to keep playing and do something with their tennis. And after I just kept working with them, I realized I can help them, I can share them with them my knowledge, and because I'm still kind of immature, I can relate to them a little bit better maybe. That's why I became a coach, and working at the Kailua Racquet Club was great because they're so friendly. All the people there, the staff members, the members, the kids that come along, they're they do a great job of keeping an atmosphere where it's fun, friendly, and tennis loving. So it was a good change for me. It went from super competitive to like the other spectrum, fun.
It must be so rewarding to, be a competitor and all of a sudden now giving back and recognizing in these kids this maybe the very same competitor you once were at their age. I mean, do you ever catch yourself seeing that or experiencing that sometimes? I was like you.
Yeah, definitely. And actually, sometimes I'll be looking at them and I'm like, wow, if only I had your mindset, I probably would have been professional by now. Some of the kids that I've worked with, oh my God, I cannot say enough good things about them. And most of the kids that I work with, they're all hard working and they all care about the sport. And it's so exciting to be able to work with people and to kind of like, feel our love for tennis together. And it's good. It's been really rewarding.
You had an experience, actually, I want to bring this up. You had an experience that I still never had the chance to do, but I hope to do one day. You got to play with one of your students in the women's night doubles, Maddie Adams,
Mm-hmm.
student I even worked with at one point, but I never got that chance yet. I hope I do, but what was that like, getting to play with one of your students in a tournament, in a local tournament?
It was awesome because I got to see firsthand of her mentality and how strong she has become, not just physically, but mentally. And that it was incredible because I could see from coaching her how she acts, and practice is so much more different than a game itself. And so to be right next to her, to be talking with her, and to understand her thought process on things, I was like, wow, girl, you're good. Like, I love it. It was awesome. It was so rewarding. And she she even taught me a few things. She showed me how well her composure could be on the court, and even moving forward. She wasn't, the first time we played, she wasn't very comfortable at the net, but I was just like, just go girl, just do it, do your thing. And she took the challenge, she went for it, and it was awesome. It was great to see my students becoming, a whole new player, basically. Someone who's competitive, someone who holds their own ground. Everybody was like, I didn't think she could do it, but I was like, 100% she could. She has the mentality, she's going for it. She has the drive. And at one point she even told me, she's like, hey coach, I think you need to hit the ball over the net. You need to bend your knees a bit more. And I was like, oh, okay, that's where we're going. But it was good because then that shows that she's focusing, she's paying attention, she's trying to do the right thing herself and not afraid to call out her coach when she's making a mistake. So I was thoroughly impressed, and I would recommend to any coach that could play with their student. It is so valuable, not just for the student to learn from your experiences, but for a coach yourself to learn how to coach somebody. So that was cool.
Maddie, if you're watching this video, what's up? Shout out. But yeah, that just sounded like such a rewarding experience. And, you've had many of these even up to this point, as a young coach, really, again, just being relatable with kids. But now all of a sudden, this wonderful opportunity comes up to go to Guam, from Hawaii, and you have the chance to really be involved more with tennis than ever before. I mean, tell us about your recent move to Guam, Cindy, and your new position down there.
Well, it wasn't easy at first. Guam is a beautiful place. I've heard great things about it. But I had just been starting to, I feel like, make huge connections with all the people in Hawaii. And the program is getting so much better. Even at KRC, they're now really focusing on a more competitive and developing their program. And I think it's fantastic. I'm so sad I left. But I did receive this new cool opportunity to work in Guam as the tennis director and head coach here. So they opened maybe like 4 months ago,
Wow.
and they're very, very new, just opened. And while I don't have any connections in Guam, I literally know nobody. I had worked there for a month. They asked me if I could just come and help jumpstart a program, maybe teach some private lessons, work with the national tennis team, set up schedules and everything. And I really don't have too much experience with those, but this is something I truly want to do. I want to be a tennis director and I want to continue coaching. So this was the perfect opportunity. So I packed up my bags, came over for a month, and it was pretty life changing. I decided to extend another my contract a little bit longer, and it's cool. I get to start up a program from ground zero, which is really, really cool. I get to find ways to get members to come in. So I have all sorts of fun ideas. And now I'm realizing that just because you have an idea doesn't mean, it happens. It takes a lot of work and planning. So I very much respect all the people that I've been working with and how they're able to set up events. Even you, Shane, setting up tennis tournaments, that it cannot be easy. All the planning that goes in behind it, and especially when you're starting something, that's like the toughest. And so I really, really admire all of you guys. You guys have taught me well to have a smile. Whatever you want to do, you just need to really immerse yourself and go for it. And so that's what I'm trying to do over here. Start programs and make it as competitive as I can, because I love competing.
Cindy, are you allowed to kind of like share like some goals you got the Guam Tennis Federation has, and maybe some ideas you have kind of cooked up?
Well, so we just did, since our league teams in Guam got canceled for the rest of summer, we decided to open a new kind of league going with the fast four singles, which is kind of cool. So we're in the process of getting new members to try applying and joining in on this. And then my goal is to do round robin tennis for the juniors so that people can, start working with one another.
Mm.
Even playing against adults themselves, because I think it's so good for a junior to be playing all sorts of people, adults, children alike, just so that you can get the experience of competing, because we don't work independently and expect ourselves to be champions. We got to work as a group and build on each other. And that's one of our goals over here at the National Tennis Center. And just basically creating programs for the juniors, because the club itself has no program for a junior. So my goal is to kind of start off small and make one or two, classes a week for these kids, and then hopefully grow it to make it a larger program. And I really want it to be a high performance program, because I just feel like if you're going to do something, you might as well do it as best as you can.
That playing adults in a junior's life it's important. It's not always about the junior term. It's just getting well-rounded and competing in multiple situations against multiple styles is huge. Is that kind of too what you had as a junior as well?
The only time I played with other juniors would be in our tournaments. And when I was practicing, the local community was already so strong that my dad would just set me up with the older guys who were hanging around the tennis park, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but we'd like make bets. Loser has to buy lunch and stuff like that. Yeah, I've had to play so many different ages. I remember I used to be crying because there was this older man who would always beat me. And like I mentioned, I was a hothead, so I just wanted to hit the ball as hard as I can. And all he did was just like slice, drop shot, lob. And I was like, I'm going to lose my mind. I didn't beat him until I was like 14 or 15 years old, but that really, really helped me in the future, because in college, my favorite players were the people who played a slower game, because I was like, okay, let's do this. I've done this my whole life, you've made me cry all the time. I can handle it now. I'm a big girl. So yeah, definitely playing with a variety of players, all ages, all genders, like it really helps develop a game.
I'm really excited for you, Cindy, and I really wish you all the best with your new career. So, but I want to end this on a high note and a fun note. Here's my rapid fire question round. So you've probably seen the previous interviews. But we always have fun with this. I'm going to ask some questions. They're going to be quick. Go ahead and keep the answers short, but answer them as best as you can. And we'll have some fun with this and maybe learn more about each other than before. So anyway, Cindy Nguyen, what's your favorite color?
Blue.
What's your favorite music artist?
Justin Bieber. Or Taylor Swift. I can't decide. One of those two.
Very interesting pick, Cindy. That's very cool.
Justin Bieber has some like good hits, okay? And he's also developed over time.
That's true. Amen. That's true. Role model growing up.
My older sister, actually. Yeah, she was my role model. It didn't have to be someone who was famous. She was my role model. She did everything and did everything well, and I aspired to be like her, if not better.
Favorite movie?
The Harry Potter series.
Really? You have a preference? Which one?
I really like the fourth one. And to be honest, I like the fourth one because Harry Potter looks the most attractive to me in that movie. But I grew up with the entire series. I always looked forward to watching them come out. And I just felt like it taught me a lot about friendships and, experiences together and working hard to get a goal and whatnot. So I just thought it's cool, lighthearted fun.
Most memorable Hawaii tennis experience?
Winning the night doubles with Felix.
Oh, I remember that. That match, guys, is on my channel, actually, if you want to
check it out. I know. Thank you to that, because it gave me so many good memories of when he actually forced me to be his partner. I was just, if anybody knows Felix, he's like the most shy guy. Or he's not shy, but he's just like a quiet, reserved person. He walks up to me one day and he's like, "Hey, who are you playing night doubles with?" And I was like, "I don't know. It's a couple months away." And he's like, "We're playing together." I was like, "Excuse me?" And he's like, "You and me, we're playing this together." And I was like, maybe I was going to play with Chaz. I played with him last year. And he said, "No, you guys didn't win. We'll win together." And I was like, oh, this confidence on this guy. All right. And so played together and he was right. We won. And then now we're dating. So boy knows what he wants. Respect that.
So it began. Gosh, that's cool. Favorite hair or makeup product? Do you have one?
My hair tie.
Okay, that counts.
My chapstick. My hair tie is my favorite hair product because it really keeps my hair always together and away from my face. And my favorite makeup product is my chapstick. I always need Vaseline.
Favorite tennis courts to hit on in Hawaii? Where was your favorite place to play?
The ones that are right next to Kaimana Beach.
Oh, okay, that's Kalakaua. I think Kalakaua. Might be,
but those courts are beautiful. I didn't get to play on them as much as I wanted to, but holy moly, the view of Diamond Head in the background and then the ocean being a walk away. When I played there once, I think it was sunset. It's like, wow, playing tennis in Hawaii. It's pretty nice. We have it good.
Awesome. There you go, guys. That's a question for y'all. Comment down in the comments down below. Name that tennis court by Diamond Head. Favorite beach?
I really like Lanikai.
Lanikai is beautiful. You do have the mokes in the background.
I don't like waves either. I just like floating.
Yeah. Favorite place to eat?
Good clean food Hawaii. I worked there for a little bit. They hooked me on to eating healthier foods, and I'm now a little bit healthier. I only eat hot Cheetos 2 times a week, or 1 time a week. 2 times. No, I really like eating their food. If anybody knows me, I don't like healthy food. I'm a fast food kind of girl. I like burgers. I like tacos. But working there, I got immersed into eating foods that are like better for your body, and apparently they taste kind of good too when done correctly. So
ooh, fun part. Hawaii clothing of choice.
What does that even mean? Like a logo shirt set?
Oh man, okay, that's a sign I gotta revamp that question. That's twice that happened. Alyssa was like, "What?" So you're in Hawaii, right? Clothing like slippers, board shorts, whatever, polo shirt, aloha shirt, that kind. What would you wear?
Come on, Shane, we're tennis players. T-shirt, shorts, Tennis clothes. Gym clothes.
There you go. Tennis attire, guys. That's Hawaii, right? Singles or doubles?
Singles. I love singles.
Serve or return?
If you've seen my serve, you know the answer is going to be return.
Favorite pro tennis player?
Roger Federer. Ooh, or Nadal. But I kind of like Roger Federer a little bit more.
Favorite Grand Slam tournament?
Wimbledon. I love the whole classy affair to it. But U.S. Open is a second favorite, or like a second choice, because they're a party there.
Oh, hey, guys, we got some love for another Grand Slam there. Wimbledon was not the only one this time.
But I feel like Wimbledon is classy. It's kind of cool. They have traditions.
If you could give a tip, one tip to an aspiring junior player or a complete beginner into tennis, what would Coach Cindy tell them?
So what would I tell an aspiring tennis player? To not be afraid to fail. That's probably the most important advice I could give to someone. It's so easy to get caught up on, oh, how do I look out there? Oh, I'm not going to be very good. It's so easy to give yourself negative thoughts. But the most important thing is your mentality in tennis. And if you have a mentality like, I'm going to go out there and try my best and have fun, nothing really can go wrong, because that was your end goal, right? To, have fun. So if you're aspiring to be a pro, if you're aspiring to be a college tennis player, or you're just aspiring to learn how to play itself, you just wanting to do that is the first step. And once you get out there, just have fun with it and just be the best you can be. And at the end of the day, you'll be happy. And that's how I try to approach my tennis, and that's how I try to advise people to approach tennis. Just go for it.
Cindy, this is pretty much the end of the interview. You have the floor. I'd like to leave this time open for closing thoughts. Do you have anything to say to the Hawaii tennis community, the Guam tennis community, or your former teammates?
Well, mainly to you, first of all, thank you for having me on this. This is really cool what you do, and really makes me think a little bit more. And I just want to thank the Hawaii tennis community for supporting me and for, really pushing people to be playing tennis in Hawaii in the first place. Because when I first came over, I didn't really know too much. I didn't really understand. I was an immature 17-year-old. And you guys just accepted me. You came to my matches, you supported me, you sent me encouraging emails, encouraging messages saying like, you're awesome, you're playing, you work so hard and you're playing so well, blah, blah, blah. And all those messages that I received it really, really meant something to me. And every time I read it, I was like, oh my God, people care. Like, I never had that kind of atmosphere before. In California, you kind of get lost in the process. There's just so many kids that the community just doesn't focus on it. But in Hawaii, every kid that achieves something is honored, is praised, and I think that's how it should be. And Hawaii really taught me a sense of community tennis and how people support one another and just the friendliness of it all. We can be competitive, we can still kick each other's butts while we're competing, but right afterwards we're smiling and just hanging out in a beautiful island. And I just want to thank Hawaii for teaching me how to be happy.
Little excerpt before I jet. There was a time in my life, actually, I was not having the best days. I was tired of tennis, yada, yada. But you know what happened? Who called me up and who reached out to me in a message one day on Facebook? This girl right here. I mean, she's got a heart of gold. She cares a lot about people, and she does great things on and off the court. So, Cindy, thank you so much for being out here with us today. Guys, thank you so much for joining us here today on Tennis Ninja TV. If you guys like this interview, throw me a like, give me a subscribe, comment down below how fun this interview was and what you maybe want to see next. Guys, say goodbye to Cindy and myself today, guys. Be safe. God bless. And aloha. Go Bows.
Go Bows forever.